So the main quarterback news is Dak Prescott. I'll get in that second, but they bench Gardner Minshew for Desmond Ridder. They're going into the bye week, evaluating everything in Las Vegas, but it said he was just looking for a spark. But let's get to Dak and CeeDee Lamb. Dak left with a hamstring injury. CeeDee Lamb.
Can you, since you have a potty mouth, repeat what Dak said?
No, but Dak was caught on the sideline. I mean, amateur lip readers, we stink, basically, is what he said. And so he's got a hamstring injury. I think he said he never felt anything like this before. And CeeDee Lamb has a shoulder injury. So he's going to have an MRI. He came back in the game. But Dave, your thoughts on the state of the Cowboys offense? I think one of your winners was Rico Dowdle, right?
He was a winner because I thought he played really well. He looked like a guy that hasn't played football in a couple of weeks, and he took advantage of that zone coverage that Atlanta plays and had a lot of catches. And that funky touchdown was cool, I guess. It was fine. People who started him were thrilled. Obviously, this whole offense changes if it's Cooper Rush the rest of the way, but I think we can finally put to bed the whole Dallas doesn't have a running back thing. They've got their running back. And it's someone that fantasy managers might be happy to start. Hopefully, Dak isn't out too long.
Hopefully Lamb is not out too long. We'll see what happens.
He looked hurt even when he caught the 2-point conversion late in the game. He left. He hurt his shoulder going for a touchdown. Didn't catch it. Came back in and caught a 2-point conversion. He was like sore even after that.
Jonathan Brooks is expected to play in Week 10. He's one of Dave's losers. We'll talk about that in a minute.
You missed one more quarterback news. Caleb Williams apparently has an ankle injury. We've got to keep an eye on.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah, he limped off the field. I guess
he got his butt whipped.
He said, here's what it was. I guess he was asked about should he have been in the game. He said that's not my call or something like that. This is from Omar Ruiz, who said Bears quarterback Caleb Williams says he's okay after tweaking his ankle at the end of the game. He said, quote, not my decision on whether he should have been in the game late. And Eberflus said he limped off there a little bit. He came in. He looks to be fine. So it's just something to keep an eye on.
Okay. So he scored 9.2 fantasy points at Arizona, and he'll be in the show a little bit later as one of Jamie's losers. All right, so Jonathan Brooks expected to play next week, but I said this, I think, did I say it on the air? I feel like he's going to be on the most drop list soon. Well, anyway, I'll get into that theory a little bit later. We'll talk about that. Brooks. Isiah Pacheco hoping for a late November return. Raheem Mostert fumbled for the second time this season. I was curious to see what would happen. They still have faith in him. But bad fumble for him. Wide receiver news, this is where it's at. Other than CeeDee Lamb, we got Drake London leaving with a hip injury. Chris Olave carted off, taken to the hospital. He's doing fine. That's good news. Don't know when he'll be back, but that's Chris Olave. They also lost Cedric Wilson Jr. in the first half to a shoulder injury. So tough day for New Orleans, and they also lost to the Panthers. Puka Nacua was ejected. A.J. Brown left with a knee.
New name, by the way. Punch Nacua.
Punchy Nacua. Okay. Yeah, he was ejected with one catch. So A.J. Brown with the knee injury, London hip, Olave is officially a concussion?
Yes.
And CeeDee Lamb.
The London injury is weird because he did the stupid TD celebration.
Yeah, I didn't.
The one that the college kid yesterday was still on his head. That's what Amon-Ra St. Brown did also.
Yeah.
So he lands on his hip. He does the touchdown celebration. He's riding a bike, and then he couldn't go back at the game.
All right, we'll check on him. Nice game.
And did you see what Olave's brother said in the wake of the injury?
No.
Okay, so real quick. So Olave obviously got hurt, went to the hospital during the game. His brother Josh Olave tweeted, "Bro just called. He's up and active." And so somebody responded and said, "Might be time to have that quote. Is it worth it? Talk." And Josh Olave replied, "Ain't worth it in NOLA. I'll tell you that."
Ooh. And then I'm sure you guys saw what Michael Thomas was tweeting during the game.
No, I did not see that.
He was trashing Derek Carr, talking about how they fired all these coaches for Derek Carr, and Derek Carr stinks, and this, that. Like, it was, it's not looking good.
Is Marshawn Lattimore on the Chiefs shit?
Anyway, more news and notes. Eric All left with a knee injury, and there were a lot of typical offensive line and defensive injuries. But the big one to me is one team had 3 offensive linemen go out with injuries. Why can't I find it? It was the Raiders. They are going into their bye week, but 3 offensive linemen left with injuries for them. And Tennessee lost Lloyd Cushenberry. It could be for a while. Their center. They had a lot of problems, I think, with the snap after that. And the Saints also lost center Lucas Patrick to a calf injury.